It's your boy, Coach Mule. I'm official like a referee with a whistle. I'm coaching you on the rules of your game, and I'm showing you how to win at them. Today, we're going to be breaking down the 6 ways in which we are going to use to inform our goal accomplishment process. Now, why I call it a goal accomplishment process is because we are going to be focused on what happens between now, learning who we are, and between setting our goals and looking at the gap in between, right? And in this gap, we're going to develop values that allow us to achieve that goal. But what gets us from this point of who we are, which is the next module, to our goal, which we will be using a goal fact checker method to understand that goal. How do we bridge this gap here, right? How do we get from who we are, the person who has yet to achieve their goal, the person who signed up for this course with the intention of finding their goal, achieving their goal, and then being one with their goal and pushing past that goal, right? What sets these two individuals apart? I'm here to tell you it's nothing but the values, right, that align this gap. And all you have to do is learn more about yourself and learn more about the things that you need to accomplish or the thing that you want to accomplish and learn what it takes to get there. And we're going to learn these things in the past tense. We're going to work through this process as if we've already accomplished it. And doing that is going to allow us to reinforce our belief that it is possible and that we are already the people that we need to be to accomplish it. But that doesn't come without work, right? We can't just say we're this person and then not work, but by saying it, we're going to put ourselves closer to being able to take that action. But it doesn't just stop there, right? Because not only have you been perceiving this gap between you and your goal your whole entire life, but there's also a way in which we can connect it on the same plane, but be able to get across, right, and connect that bridge and in a way that doesn't hurt ourselves and doesn't allow us to push so hard for this goal, get it and not be satisfied, have hurt our health, have hurt the people around us, have hurt our overall self, right, and put us right back to where we started. So what we are going to do now is we're going to walk through the 6 ways in which we can not only bridge that gap from who you are now to your goal, align it on the same plane, which is going to be the very next module, but also give you a way to do it that doesn't hurt you. So the first way is P, and P is positive emotion. As I mentioned before in the videos before this, make sure you guys watch that video first. That is the introduction to the course. It's going to give you guys what we're going to be working through. P is positive emotion. It's extremely important throughout this journey that you stay positive and that you also use positive words and you use positive sayings and you use positivity to push you when you come to setbacks, because setbacks are inevitable throughout this journey. There are going to be many setbacks. It's all about how you look at them. And we're going to work through in one-on-one calls, changing our mindsets, changing our habits. But let's say you already know that positivity is the most important thing and that the more positive you are, the more you will be able to push through those setbacks and get to where you need to be. Perfect. If you embody positive emotion, you derive happiness, you derive well-being from joy, from happiness, from those good feelings, those good emotions. Now there's also a negative emotion. That's not one of the 7. That is one of the 7. It's not one of the 6, the main 6 that we're going to focus on. But a lot of us do connect through negativity, and we don't even want to focus on that in this module. If you do, we need to have separate conversations about developing habits that can allow you to become more positive. We're going to stick to the bare bones of how you can accomplish your goal, give it to you straight, give it to you simply, and give it to you in a way in which you can understand and also apply it to your life. Because without the application, without the action, all of this is a waste of your time and mine. The second one is engagement. So being fully involved, being fully entrenched, being fully focused on one activity. And these activities can be sports. It can be being involved in art and reading a book because you are immersed in that experience. You're being able to block out and get in that flow state, which is what a lot of famous and a lot of successful artists and athletes talk about, where they're in that mode, right? The Black Mamba, the this name, the that name, and they're completely focused on that that one goal and nothing else can deter them. That's extremely important because we want to make sure that we connect that and do activities that allow us to achieve our goal easier and also allow us to have fun throughout the way. So for example, I'll give you guys examples at the end, and we'll talk about some of the career paths, some of the possible goals that each individual person who belongs to these categories may have. But third one is family, so relationships. 1 is positive emotion, 2 is engagement, and 3 is relationships. In relationships, these people, they really value family, friends. They value the love and support that they are given from them, and they really focus in on that family aspect, right? They put a lot of their emphasis into their family, into their loved ones, and they derive a lot of joy from that. They derive a lot of love, which is what these all boil down to. But we layer them with other things on top, right? So we're all searching for that love, searching for that connection. We may layer it with an engaging sport. We may layer it with a positive emotion. We may layer it with a family or a friend. The fourth one that I previously preached to you guys when I was going around with the clothing brand Mule, telling you guys to align your passion with your purpose, is meaning. And meaning is a purpose. It's a sense of life. It's a sense of why you're here. It's a sense of what you are meant to do. It makes you feel like your life matters. And I thought this was the one that was going to help you guys achieve your goal, but I was mistaken, right? This is only one of the path. There's many paths, 6 to be exact, which you guys can walk along and set goals throughout to keep going on your path of self-development, which is what this whole course is truly about, developing through goals and developing through values that allow us to achieve those goals. But it's not just purpose, right? We don't have to just walk on that path. There's other paths now. But if meaning is important to you, it's important for you to have that sense of belonging, that sense of community, and that may be a religion, right? So we want to start to look at the values that that religion embodies and start to see how you yourself, or me, myself, can start to align with those things. And that will help you live an overall well life and also help you achieve your goal of getting closer to that purpose, getting closer to that meaning. And now the fifth one is accomplishment, and this is the goals, right? People who are really high achievers, they love setting goals, they love accomplishment because it allows them to feel good, right? They love getting good grades, they love learning new skills, reading a new book and finishing that book and setting those goals and being able to accomplish it. Now, in that very first video, I talked about us confusing cause with goals, and the reason why we don't want to do that is because a goal is just something that we use to grow past, right? To evolve. If you think about history, if you think about how you have grown and how you are just like your parents, but there's also things that you know how to do, right? Your parents didn't have iPhones growing up and computers, but you know how to use computers, right? I know you guys know on TikTok, they're always talking about the barbecue songs, right? That we'll be dancing to. The same are going to go for your kids. There's going to be songs when you're old as hell that you hear and you're like, oh, this shit sucks, right? Or there's going to be things that you can't do that your kids can do. And that's just how evolution works. We are all taking part in our own evolution, and we're using goals as markers and as pinpoints to check our progression and check how much we are growing, right? It doesn't really matter about the goal itself. It just matters how much we grow in between. But the reason why the goal is so important is because it just allows us to visualize that. Some of us are visual learners. Some of us learn in different ways, but a lot of us who use goals and accomplishment need to see that goal and need to see them accomplish it. But it doesn't start there. It starts with first learning about who we are and then seeing how far we need to go or how far we think we need to go. In reality, we're right on the same plane to get to that goal. And the last one, the one that we should all be focused on, is our health. This one refers to taking care of your well-being, getting enough sleep at night, exercising, and making sure we are putting an emphasis on our health, because if we don't prioritize our health, we won't be able to achieve our goals. We won't be able to grow or evolve, and our lineage will stop with you, right? Or your lineage will stop with you. You won't be able to get to the thing that you want, right? As we wrap this part of the video up, talking about PERMAH and the ways in which we can use it as a cause to live overall well lives and push us along this journey, right? The fuel that we need, and not just the cheap fuel, but the fuel that lasts, right? I know a lot of you guys watch those motivational videos that just give you a quick spark and then you burn out really quick. These right here will allow you to get sustainable fuel and you can always tap back into these individual things when you need them. And remember, that's the reason why it's so important that you guys take that quiz that you should have taken in the last video, because once you know which one you are strongest in, that's where you can get the most high quality fuel at, right? So instead of going and looking for that cheap motivation, you know when you are feeling down, when you're feeling unmotivated, where to go get that fuel to keep pushing towards that growth and towards those pinpoints. And so if you are a person that is really putting a lot of emphasis in positive emotion, some possible careers or possible goals, and this is for the people who do not yet know their goal and are still searching for what's important to them. Some possible goals can be to just find things that bring you to that level, right? This is not about the goals, it's more about the actions, right? The goals come from expiration, but the action is what allows you to get there, right? And so doing actions that make you feel good is a clear indication that you are doing something right for you, right? And you are doing something that's going to help you stay well and also accomplish your goal. And so let's say the thing that you're doing right now is content creation. Does that give you positive emotion? That's a good indication. And we're not just in one of these categories. We can use all of them, right? We want to start to embody all of these things and start to become well overall. But as of right now, as we are continuing to develop and progress, we want to just focus on the one that we're strongest in. So then we can see the most growth. And once we start seeing the growth in that way, then we can come back and start working on the other ones. But working on one of them has shown and has proven to raise your levels in all of them. And let's say you focus on engagement. So you are doing an activity and you start to see yourself in that flow state. That's a good indication, right? Maybe you're cutting hair, you're making music, you're playing a sport. That's a good indication that you're doing something that you enjoy and also could possibly be something that you want to continue doing and set goals in, right? We want to set goals in whatever we like because we always want to grow, we always want to progress, and so on and so forth. For relationships, when you need that fuel, you want to go to that family member that gives you that push, right, in a positive way. For meaning, you want to go to your religion when you're needing that push. And you don't just go there when you're needing that push, but also when you are at the top of your game. You want to continue to tap into these levels, continue to tap into each one of them, especially the one that you're highest in. You won't know which one you're highest in until you take that quiz. It's going to be linked down in this comment section here. And then you guys can know which one you can tap into, which one you can prioritize, and which one you can continue to work towards as you continue to grow and as you continue to develop. After you guys take that quiz, I want you to write down in the comment section which one you are strongest in that score. And then I want you to start connecting with other people who also have that similar score or that similar category, because I want you guys to talk about the actions that you do and the goals that you have planned and see how you can help each other, right? See if a person like you is strong in engagement, see what thing they are engaged in, right? They may be engaged in basketball and they may have tips for you to continue to progress in your sport. If they value relationships, they may have tips and tricks in which you can also use to have better, stronger relationships and give yourself that sense of belonging that allows you to push towards your goal. But it's your boy, Coach Mule. I'm official like a referee with a whistle. I'm coaching you on the rules of your game. In the next video, we are going to be talking about the who. So you made it through the first portion of the course, and now the next part is connecting it to that goal. Not only in this next portion are we going to know exactly where we are at, the who, where we are going to start to look at the goal and make sure the most important thing is that this goal is for us. We're going to ask ourselves the magic question, the magic word, the title of this section. We're going to ask ourselves why and make sure that this goal is for us, because if it's not for us, like I mentioned in that first video, we'll just end up chasing our tails and going around in crazy loops and end up right back where we started, because we were never doing it for us. We were never doing it for the right reasons, which is the reason that's for you and the reason that you care about, and that basis of love, right? And then we're going to start to measure ourselves up against that goal after we fact checked it. Now, you may not need my help to fact check that goal, but is it extremely useful that we at least have one sit down and walk through it just to see if you dive deep enough? Because honestly, majority of the time, probably 100%, 99, you're gonna stop somewhere where you feel comfortable. And I wanna push you past that place of comfortability and see what else is there, right? Because you may think your goal is to go to the NBA, and you may see that you wanna go to the NBA because you watch LeBron, right? But it's deeper than that. It's not just because you watch LeBron, it's way deeper than that. And we need to break down to that base root, because that is where the most change is going to happen, and that is where we're going to start to see the habits that we have that stop us, right? Just as important as the good things that we're going to do, incorporating these 6 ways and these 6 transformative methods for well-being, we are also going to start to eliminate those bad habits, and that is what you are here for. So make sure you guys get to that next segment if you want to learn about who you are and learn who you need to become to accomplish that goal. See you guys there.